Hey, welcome back to Big Brain Garage. I'm Casey. If you watched our videos, you've seen that we pulled the engine out of my Rifes K20 Riggins. Here we have our 350 small block out of our 1978 Chevy K20 Camper Special. What we're going to do today is just kind of start dismantling it. We're going to take front accessories off, intake off, valve covers, these exhaust manifolds, oil pan. We're just going to take everything off and kind of clean it up the best we can because we're going to reseal this thing and then we're going to repaint it. We're going to make this thing look just like it came out of the factory, with a few other performance parts. I mean, it's out, we might as well upgrade, right? We have a nice Edelbrock aluminum intake with a carburetor we're gonna put on it. We have headers that we're gonna fit on it. We'll have to check clearance since it is a four-wheel drive. Sometimes it's kind of tricky with that front drive shaft, but we have them, we're gonna try to use them. We're not rebuilding the engine. The engine runs completely fine. There's no reason to tear the heads off to really get in here and stuff. It runs totally fine. So we're just going to reseal it, repaint it, and make it look nice. All right, so we're just going to dive in, start taking it apart, cleaning pieces, and slowly start piecing it back together with new gasket and seals. Start tearing this thing apart. I like to work from the front to the back. We're going to take all the accessories off. We'll try to contain as much. I already drained the power steering pump reservoir, but there's always some in there. We're going to try not to make a mess today, but it is what it is. So we're just going to start from the front and work our way back. See how many times it takes from the toolbox to the engine. Finding the right socket or grabbing the right socket is always a hard one for me. I don't know why. I think by now I'd have it all figured out. Yeah, excuse the sniffles. I'm kind of getting over a cold, so hopefully we got it taken care of and I wake up tomorrow and everything is back to normal. Ooh, a flex fan even. So I'm pretty sure someone added that. I am going to take that off. We're going to go with just a normal clutch style fan. These flex fans are nice, a lot lighter than the clutch style fan, but it's a K20. It's not a hot rod. We don't need all the horsepower we can take from it. It's going to be a working truck, so nice piece. Maybe I'll throw it on like my C10 or something, but we got a clutch fan we can put on it. Right. So you're probably thinking, like, oh, he's going to repaint it. I bet he's going to repaint it Chevy orange. Nope. I'm not doing Chevy orange. Don't get me wrong. I love Chevy orange. I love the old style. Yeah, we'll have to get new belts too. These are getting pretty cracked and glazed, but I love the Chevy orange color. Traditional hot rod Chevy orange, but no, this is not a hot rod. We want this. It's a very cheap restoration. Body work may come at some point, but we want it to be nice, a nice driver. We're gonna redo the whole interior, but we want to make it look like it came out of the factory. In 70s, I do believe the GM corporate blue was the color. So I got a rattle can of corporate blue. It's going to look really nice, especially with that aluminum intake. Probably touch up these brackets with some black and stuff. It's going to look like a brand new engine. Okay, a few more. Oh, it's cold. I'm really not liking it. There we go. I love working on these old engines. They're just really simple, you know? Like back in the 70s, they knew how to put everything together. Same bolt. Let's, you know, let's make this as easy as possible for the mechanic. Yep, already dripping fluids. Yep. Sure. It's gonna catch most of it anyway. Yeah, always have a drain pan at the ready. Guarantee we'll flip this motor over and coolant, oil, everything's gonna just come drip right out of it. So we're just gonna set that in there. Looks like we do have a spacer. Kind of what I like to do, I'll just go ahead and thread it back in there so I don't lose that spacer, because that'll be bad. I don't like making spacers if I don't have to. Alright, these brackets are already loose. Another great thing you can do is take pictures as you tear it apart. I do that quite often, especially stuff I haven't done before. Just take pictures, take the piece off, and you can make it goes back so much easier. And you don't end up with spare bolts like, oh, where did this bolt come from? Was I smarter than the engineers and made it with less hardware? Who knows? But pictures is always a good idea. Wrong size again. Nope. Nope. Okay. Take that out. I don't know if you'll hear it in the background. I got it turned down pretty low, but I like to listen to music, or I have a TV in our shop. We'll throw on like a show or something. But I don't have any specific... Ooh, that washer just completely shattered. Huh. That's pretty cool. Just like zip that off and kind of broke. I don't think my focus will focus on that, but neat. Yeah, we probably won't reuse that one. But anyway, yeah, music. I'll listen to anything and everything. Love classic rock, especially working on engines and stuff. See, I don't know where that bolt came from. Oh, that went on the alternator. We'll just zip that back. Nope. This was the one for the alternator. There. Now we know where that one goes. That went on the top bracket. Yep, right through the water pump. But yeah. I love classic rock and roll, like 80s hair band and stuff. I'll listen to anything. I like country music. Like, you never know what's going to be playing when you come in the shop. But I'll do my best not to sing along with some of this stuff. Yeah, I'm not a singer, that's for sure. I better just stick with engines and cars. Lost my tool. There it is. Alright, now it's time to make a big mess. Let's go ahead, get water pump off. I'm actually really happy these bolts are coming out. Like I said, this engine's already two-tone, so someone has been in it. Don't know why they would just paint the oil pan orange and the top be blue, but who knows? Nope. Extension. Alright. See how much coolant comes out of this. Okay. See if I can find some wood pieces or something to help that sit so it doesn't teeter and make a big mess. Where all my wood pieces go? That should at least help it. Good enough. Well, oh, missed. What is it holding? There. Yeah, it's nice these came out. Yep, there it is. Sometimes with these water pumps, the bolts get so corroded and stuff, they rust and snap off, but that came out pretty good. Don't see a whole lot of corrosion, and yeah, they siliconed them on with the gasket. It isn't bad. Alright, we're going to leave the balancer on because as I tear this apart, I want to put it at top dead center. That way, and we'll just leave it there. That way when we go to put it back in the engine, we can easily drop our distributor in and get it lined up. We don't have to fiddle it with it once it's in the truck. So it'll make life a lot easier. But yeah, it looks like timing cover even got some orange on it. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and we'll get the intake off and alright. It's amazing the weight difference between these cast iron manifolds and aluminum. Like, I don't know, maybe we'll weigh them and see, but it's got to be like a maybe 20-pound difference. Feels like it's 20-pound difference, but I don't know. I'm not very good at guessing. like I said, I've already had this intake off when we bought it. Just, especially these small block Chevys, they're real easy to work on, especially inside of a truck like a K20 or a C10. I just wanted to see what the condition of the engine was like. So we just took the intake off, looked at it, and it was really clean. So I'm really not worried about this engine too much. Oh, it's got a block heater. That's nice. Might need that. Oh, found it. I wonder if I have one of those magnet bolt trays somewhere. Oh, got one, but no magnet on it. Who knows where that stuck to that I don't know. So yeah, we're going to put an Edelbrock carburetor on it. It originally had the old Quadra, people call it the Quadra Bog, but the old Quadrajet carburetor on it. They're awesome carbs. I've had them on trucks before. They run great. I will say they tedious. Yeah, tedious. I got a Quadrajet book that I rebuilt a few of them and had success with them. A lot of tuning capabilities. I mean, they're a great carburetor. They're just, use the word a puzzle. They're not as easy as like a Holley or an Edelbrock. I don't have too much experience with Holley carburetors, but I do have quite a few Edelbrock carburetors that I ran, and they're great. Most of my stuff is cruisers. I'm not making race cars or anything. They're just simple highway cruisers or stuff you can just drive around with ease. And I've had great luck with Edelbrock carburetors doing that. So that's why we're going to stick with that. But yeah, don't be afraid to have the old Quadrajet. See if we can pop this intake off. I'm going to use this special tool. Rubber mallet. Ooh, that is glued on there. Oh, there goes the thermostat housing. Wow. All right, oh, that thing is on there. See if we can find a corner to start wedging up on. There we go. See if we can. There we go. There again. It is amazing the weight difference in the cast iron versus aluminum intake. Yeah, this engine is super clean. Let me get you a shot of that. Nice, shiny, clean. That's what we love to see. And again, it's why I'm not tearing this engine all the way down, because I just don't see the need to. But yeah, that's super clean. Not even discolored, really. Always makes you wonder the story of these. Like, did someone rebuild this? Is this a brand new block? We might have to. We might have to run numbers and just see. You know, that's fun, learning the history of like how this truck, what this truck has been through. Lifters look good. Push rods are nice and straight. No real big deposits. Yeah, this solid. Real nice. Alright, here we have the engine. It's all disassembled. As you can see, it is upside down. We got the intake off, everything. Got the oil pan off. And now we're going to set up and do the rear main seal. Because again, it's already tore open. Let's go ahead and replace some hard to reach gaskets. Alright, I don't know how good you can see there, but tried to bring you up close so you can kind of see what I'm doing. But this is a two-piece rear main seal. It has two kind of horseshoe looking seals that go around the main bearing. Now I have the top main bearing cap off. If you look, you can see kind of part of the horseshoe. I'm just going to take a small drift punch and see if we just can't walk it out just like that. Now let's see if we can get on it with some pliers or something and pull it out. And just like that, we have the old rear main seal. Okay, now we're just going to fiddle with this and try to figure out how it actually goes, because we want this seal part up against the main bearing. So, alright, let's start with this. So you can see on the new seal, there's a lip right there. We want that lip towards the front as they're right against the crankshaft. That'll keep oil from spilling and everything. So we're just going to very carefully try to line this up. Which a lot easier said than done. There we go. And we're just going to walk it into place just like the old one. And there we go. One piece of the two-piece is installed. On these two-piece seals, sometimes what I like to do is I just like to take a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit of RTV and put on the seam where the two halves join together. Just, they leave it without any RTV, so it's a very good potential to have a leak there again. So a little dollop doesn't hurt. See if my RTV is still any good. Should be. There we go. There's a little bit on my finger. And when I smear this, I smear it to the outside because I don't want it going to the inside. Now, like I said, it doesn't take a lot. Just right where the two halves are going to seal together. Kind of make a little bit of an RTV dam. Alright, we'll let the RTV cure up and we're just going to keep plugging away. Once I get the main cap back on, I'll torque it down. And then it'll be the painstaking process of starting to clean everything and get it ready to be put back together and paint. So stick around, I'll show you some progress when I'm done. Welcome back to Big Brain Garage. I'm Casey, and for the past couple of days we've been working on Riggins. I haven't made a lot of videos of it because honestly I've been out here with my wife. It's her truck and she's been helping me. And per her request, she didn't want to be in any of the videos, so that's that. I didn't film it. But let's just give you some updates of what we've been up to. So we've had a lot of parts to clean. I mean, this truck is just filthy. You can see the amount of dirt. Believe it or not, this is actually scraped. Just layers upon layers of sludge. We still got to clean the distributor up, make it look nice. And we've been painting them black. A lot of our accessory drives and stuff, we just painted it black. And let me tell you, it looks fantastic on the engine. We resealed the engine, did a bunch of gaskets, and guys, look at this engine. Oh boy, corporate blue. Man, it looks good. Got the black accessories. I haven't painted this extension on the water pump yet. We just kind of cleaned up the alternator. I wasn't going to paint it or anything. I kind of like the old dirty cast look, but nice Edelbrock EPS Performer, basic high-rise dual plane. It'll be great for this truck. New oil cap, nice and chrome. Yeah, we resealed it, repainted a lot of the brackets, like I said, and this thing is looking fantastic. We got the oil pressure gauge sender hooked up along with an oil pressure switch. We're actually going to wire this up to the electric choke. That way the choke is on only when the engine is running or sees oil pressure. I did it on my other C10. It works great, and that's what we're going to do. We started kind of cleaning up on the engine bay. I still have that crack to weld up and reinforce. You can see right there. The big thing I got done today, though, is that big mamma jamma. MP203 transfer case, an all-time four-wheel drive transfer case. Let me tell you guys, it is heavy. Holy cow. And again, this is scraped and it's still dirty. We got a lot of scraping to do. I've never torn one of these apart. I don't know what I'm doing. And we're gonna make a video of me tearing into that. And we're gonna see if we can at least reseal it or rebuild it. We'll see. It's got a noise. I don't know if we can hear it. Nope, can't really hear it. Maybe there's a loose chain or something. I just want to open it up, look inside, and see if there's anything visible that is making noise. And I want to tear it apart because I really want to clean it, and we'll paint that also. And you can see my big giant mess from dropping the transmission and stuff. Yeah, probably be a better idea if I would have drained the transmission first, but I didn't. Yep, this is just a turbo 400 transmission. We're not gonna rebuild it. It works fine, it shifts fine. The fluid, as you can kind of see, is really nice and red. It has a little bit of burnt smell to it, but what transmission fluid doesn't? If anything, we'll probably just drop the oil or drop the pan, replace the gasket, and fill it up with some fresh ATF and maybe a bottle of Lucas. But we'll cross that bridge later. Right now, the big thing is I want to tear into this transfer case. I want to get this going. Then we get everything buttoned up. Hopefully I'll have the frame repair done. And once I get that frame repair done, maybe it's time to put the engine back in. Engine, transmission, put it back in. Then I have front and rear driveline to do. I have rear axles. I have to do the rear brakes on the 3/4 ton and they're floating axles. So we got to pull the axles out, check the brakes, make sure there's... It is a very, very soft brake pedal. I do not think the rear brakes are actually working. And the front brakes we checked, they're fine. Might as well replace them since we're doing all this work to the truck. This spring, this truck is going to be practically brand new underneath. Still have a lot of exterior work to do and interior work to do, but right now it is all drivetrain, suspension, brakes, and we're gonna get it done. Hopefully by springtime. This thing should be roaring to life. But again, sorry I didn't make a bunch of videos with the engine, paint, and a bunch of other stuff, but like I said, any chance I get to work out in the shop with my wife, I'm gonna take full advantage. It's fun, great shoulder to shoulder time, and I get to teach her a few things. But until then, next time you see me, I'll be tearing into this MP203 transfer case. All right. Cheers, guys. We'll see you later. All right, Big Brain Garage, Riggins engine teardown. Take one.